I'm gonna tell you guys about one of the bad ones. So,
Oh no.
I come in one night, and that look on everybody's face I was talking about earlier, I can see it when I come in. And they're like, dude, you're probably gonna be sitting with this guy because he's awful, but for tonight, you're just gonna hang out with us, we're gonna watch him. I'm like, okay, cool, and he walks by, and he likes Bengay for some reason, that like cream that you rub on yourself or whatever, and they keep giving him Bengay, and he's wiping it on the walls and shit, and he'll wipe it on the walls and look at you and be like, yeah, boy. He's rubbing Bengay on the wall. He rubs it in the phone and shit. Where am I going? There goes my tracking. He rubs it on the phone and shit all over himself. It's all over his face. And we're sitting there, and we're watching the cameras later that night. And we see him in there in his room. And he goes over to his bed, and he grabs his blanket, throws it down, throws it down on the floor, sits down, and he grabs 4 cups that he's collected over the days he's been there. And we noticed earlier in that day that he had actually clogged his toilet up with shit and food and socks and whatever else is in that toilet. And we're like, we got to get a plumber out for this. Like, we're not fucking with that. But he lays that blanket out, and he sits down on one corner just like I'm sitting on this stool, sits down in that corner, and he's got his shit cup, and he sets a shit cup here, a shit cup in that corner, and a shit cup in that corner. And he's sitting there, he's dipped shit water out of the toilet. So he's sitting there with his shit cup, and he's talking like somebody's there, like somebody's in the room with him. He's having a good time, and we can hear him. He's like, hey, buddy, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while, and just talking to these shit cups like somebody else is in his room, but there's nobody there. And then we see him just chug it, just down it. He just turns it up. And we're like, we're not dealing with that. I know. So what's funny is we can't put him down because, like, I'm not a doctor or anything, but we do some fucked up shit to psych patients to, like, test, because some people come in around my area to, like, make sure they're not faking it. We'll change their medicine on them. Like, we'll have something that's working, and then we'll just be like, boop, and then just see if they go crazy again. But we don't tell them that because we want to know if they're faking. Well, we did that with him. And he started tweaking, and I'm like, that's kind of sick that we do that. Like, we got a psych patient over like, they're like, yeah, he's fucking crazy, ain't he? It's fucking funny. It's like, you guys are fucked up. I don't know why we do that. But anyway, the night after the shit cup incident, they've still got him on different meds, and they're like, all right, you've got to sit with this guy because he just drank shit water, and he needs somebody sitting with him. So I go down there, and I'm sitting outside of his door, and he pops out a few times every now and then, says something retarded, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, buddy, you do you. It was an easy night. And I'm sitting there, and this huge fucking wood roach crawls out from under my chair. And if you guys don't know what those are, you gotta be from the South. They look like a rad roach from Fallout. These things can drive fucking cars, and I hate them. This thing crawls underneath my chair, and it dead ass turns around and looks at me. It's like, this the fucking roach does. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And just fucking stomp its ass, I killed the shit out of that roach. So that was my excitement right then for the night. Guy's throwing tomatoes. He's fucking animal rights activist or some shit over there. Can't even kill a roach. But 6 o'clock rolls around. And, we got a little dinger that goes off. It's like bing, boom. It lets them all know that they can get up and get coffee. So he gets up to go get his coffee. And we come out to the day room where he can drink his coffee. I'm still sitting with him, and he's eating an orange, and he takes part of the peel off, dunks it in his coffee, puts like his comb in his coffee and all kinds of just fucked up shit. And we're just like, okay, you know, whatever, you do you. And he's sitting there, and I'm sitting there with a tech next to me, and all of a sudden he looks up and he's like, you know what? I want to watch the baby Jesus shit in a thong. I don't want to eat his toenails. And I'm just like, what? I'm just like, all right, man. I'm like, all right, man, you know, you do you. And you got to let this shit go in one ear and out the other, because, you know, he's psychotic, you know. And I try my best not to laugh. The tech next to me is going to hell because she busts out laughing at that. Well, the next thing gets me, because then he looks at her, and he loves her. He's just infatuated with this tech. I don't know why. But he just loves her. He looks her straight in the eye, just lovingly straight in the eye, and says, you want to know what the best part of a woman is? And she's like, what? What's the best part of a woman? And he goes, her feces. You eat that shit, and it makes a man strong! He stood up, the flex and everything. So I was like, that got me. I bust out laughing at that point. You know, I'm keeled over to laughing. And I'm the Tard Wrangler. Right as the Tard Wrangler is not paying attention, right as I'm keeled over dying laughing, he gets up to walk back towards his room. And I'm like, oh, fuck, where you going, dude? Where you going? And I get up, and I go after him. Well, as he's walking to his room, he sees that roach that I killed the night before. And he goes to pick it up. And I'm like, no, no! And I go running after him down the hall. I'm hauling ass after him, and I see him put it in his coffee. And he rounds the corner into his room. And I'm like, no! I'm running after this guy. I get up to the door, trying to stop him from eating this, and as soon as I get to the corner, I just see this. And it is gone. The only thing left is the orange peel and the comb he had put in previously, which he's currently crunching in his teeth. The comb and the orange peel. Just
Oh my god.
and so I get a little bit mad at him over that, and I'm just like, dude, why the fuck are you eating roaches and shit, you know? And then he just blank stare at me. And he just goes over, and he grabs his blanket again. He throws it down. I'm like, what are you doing? He dead in the eyes, staring me dead in the eyes the entire time. Drops his pants, squats, and shits. Just right there on the blanket. Pulls them back up, doesn't wipe, staring me straight in the face. So I'm like, you're cleaning that up. That's not my job to clean that up. That's somebody else's. But you need to clean that shit up. And he just keeps staring at me. Drops his pants again, slowly. I'm like, what are you doing now? Starts beating his cock. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing? Well, then he takes a step towards me. He's beating his cock, takes a step towards me. And I'm like, dude, stay back. I don't play that shit. Stay back. Takes another step. Suddenly, he just breaks off. Full sprint running after my ass, and I'm running from him because I don't want to get raped. I'm covering my asshole, running down the hall going, no, don't rape me! Ah!
Holy fuck.
He's just chasing my ass down. So, needless to say, that was the night that I realized how rough it can get in psych. I can deal with people punching, kicking, everything, but I can't deal with rape. I can't deal with rape. I don't want, my asshole is virgin, and it's not having a cock in it. Hopefully ever. That's about all I got for you guys. But hey, but first, before I go, I just need you to imagine it for a second, though. You know, you got a psych patient running after you. You got a psych patient running after you, okay? Pants around his ankles, but he's still keeping up with you. Just with a fucking cock, you know? Just, it's out like this. And he's like, ah! Can you imagine that shit?
I specifically asked you not to put it in my face.
And I put it in your face anyway, because that's how rape works. That's how rape works.